take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So, Pratiksha, you are already serving Deputy Collector.
Sir.
Since 1 year.
Sir.
Okay. So, tell us how this geography, because it was your graduate subject, how it will help in your civil administration or civil service?
So, different branches or principles of geography can be applied in administration. So, for example, at the very ground level, the principle of exploration can help me in civil administration to search for the very various or the ground level solutions for different issues. For the geography specific solutions I can explore. So, second, at the policy formulation level, I can include the principle of interdisciplinarity, where different stakeholders from different regions or different sections of society can be included for policy making. And so, the judicious mix of technology, for example, GIS and remote sensing can be used in.
Can be taken
Yes.
into consideration.
So.
Okay. Now, you know, why do you think this agroclimatic implementation of agriculture has not taken place in real sense in the country?
So.
What is the reason behind this?
So, reasons, the major reason, as I can infer, was the limited resources which was required at the time after independence, which was required to be located in limited areas to ensure the food security in India. For example, sir, through Green Revolution, limited resources were invested in few regions which had canal system or irrigation system established earlier only, like Western UP or Kaveri region. So, government tried to invest in those regions only.
But how this can be corrected now?
Sir, through like after Green Revolution, now we can invest in Evergreen Revolution, so that we can identify different agroclimatic regions of India. For example, different parts of Northeast.
How many agroclimatic zones are there?
Sir, as I can remember, it's 19 agroclimatic zones in
15 as per ICAR setup. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Classification. There are different planning. Okay. Okay. Now, you are already in UP government. How you can reduce land disputes? This is the biggest dispute in the country, and tell me how to reduce this. Somewhere the administration seems to have failed in this matter.
So, we can divide these land disputes into two categories. Sir, the agricultural field, where revenue department deals with that, and second is in urban areas or industrial areas land. So, sir, first in the revenue or the agricultural field area, sir, the Swamitva Yojana is, the land digitization program is trying to digitize the land records as well as map those regions through GIS, so that updation of those details would be regular. Not because in, like for example, Khatani or Khasra takes updation for 6 years. After 6 years, we get the details. So, regular updation after every month or every year, it can help to ensure the decrease in disputes. And sir, in residential areas, for example, through Swamitva Yojana, we are making Gharani. So, sir, the disputes can be resolved at the stage of making maps. Sir, for example, in process of Swamitva, we are also interacting with the local level. Lekpals are interacting with the land owners or the residential property owners, so that their issues can be resolved.
And how to get over corruption, because the moment you involve these Lekpal or whatever it is,
Sir.
corruption is rampant in that.
Sir, according to me, is the first awareness about the rights of the people or the rights of the land owners should be communicated to them. Sir, for example, there is CSE, the Common Service Center. people interact with the Lekpal for any updation in data, they can, if they are digitally trained or literate, they can interact with the CSE trainer or Panchayat Sahayaks directly without.
Okay, Pratibha,
So,
you mentioned about Swamitu. Sorry, Pratiksha.
sir.
Okay, Pratiksha. You mentioned about Swamitu Yojana. How the drones had been useful in this?
So in Swamitva Yojana, at the ground level first, the revenue department marks the land or the area of the any residential plot by using chalk or limestone, and drones regularly in batches or according to roster, they make maps. At two stages Swamitva Yojana works. First, when map is made, it is communicated to Lekpals, and then Lekpals go to the different owners of the residential areas to get if there is any correction or not. And if they finalize, then this GIS technique used to map the maps.
Okay. CM of Uttar Pradesh has given a vision for 1 trillion economy.
So,
In your opinion, what sector you would you feel that will be generating that much of, because it's a very ambitious target.
So for me, it would be the labor-intensive sectors. For example, manufacturing industries in Uttar Pradesh can ensure 1 trillion economy as well as employment to the large youth of Uttar Pradesh. And some new areas, for example, in Uttar Pradesh, the industrial defense industrial corridor is there, which is new area which can ensure 1 trillion economy, as well as areas like electrical vehicles or other energies or sustainable energy resources can be manufactured in Uttar Pradesh for 1 trillion economy.
Namami Gange project, in your frank view, whether it is a success or a same old stories of some money being spent with like a diesel approach, not very, what is your ground reality?
So I can tell my experience from Varanasi Ghat as well as from Kanpur Nagar, where there was a Sasamau drain which was there, which is completely deflected or diverted from Ganga, and different network of STPs is there to ensure not a single drop of wastewater from industries of Kanpur goes to the drain. So at the ground level, I have found that Namami Ganga project is doing good, but there are, through this project we are tapping the urban areas, but not rural areas. So,
Okay, my last question is, you are from Miranda House. At the moment is the number 1. And how, got the first position? Earlier it was Lady Shriram and all. What is your frank view?
So frank view, because when it got first rank, I was in Miranda House only. So first, now the Miranda House College is trying to get collaborated with the different universities within India as well as outside India. So the students are giving different research, releasing research papers in collaboration with them. And second, sir, the laboratory infrastructure in Miranda House, it's very good in science department also and social science department also. Sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pratiksha, how agricultural practices are different in North India and South India?
So the agricultural practices are dependent on the agroclimatic regions as well as the resources available in these two regions. For example, sir, in South India it is plateau region. So majorly their tube wells are not the source of irrigation. So tube wells and canals are much helpful in agriculture in North India. And sir, the agroclimatic regions and physiography ensure that in South India, a coarse grain, for example, ragi, millets, as well as and sir, the Maharashtrian region also, or the black soil there supports the cotton as well as sugar industries or sugar agriculture. And sir, and there is also difference of the subsistence level of agriculture in North India, and majorly in the eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar region, and in South India, majorly focus on the horticulture in, along Western Ghat, and sir, also in commercial agriculture.
Good. How do you see the potential of agriculture in Uttar Pradesh? Because Uttar Pradesh is having very good soil.
So potential of Uttar Pradesh in agriculture sector is huge because Gangetic plain is there, and also the Bundelkhand region supports the coarse grain agriculture as well as pulses agriculture. So if we exploit the different agroclimatic region potential of the Uttar Pradesh, we can ensure the transformation of subsistence agriculture to the commercial agriculture.
So what are the problems agriculture sector is facing, particularly in Uttar Pradesh?
So first, for example, the continuous fragmentation of the agricultural land is the major. So second is the access to the market. For example, mandis, local mandis or markets is issue in Uttar Pradesh, as well as connectivity to markets. The infrastructure like road and the cold storage facilities are lacking in Uttar Pradesh.
What is your idea of making more than one time zone for India?
So, for me, I would prefer one time zone only because it's not very, India's longitudinal extent is not very huge if we compare to Canada or Russia. So it's one would, I think, sir, ensure the coordination in different activities, financial activities or transactions. So it would not confuse people of the eastern India or western India.
But it is being said that Northeast is facing problem in one time zone, suffering from this time zone region.
Sir, I'm not aware of it.
Okay,
So I need to look.
My last question, it is being said that Uttar Pradesh is moving towards the Uttam Pradesh.
Sir.
What is your view on this?
Sir, actually I would accept this transition to that it is moving towards Uttam Pradesh, where different law and order issues are under control gradually, and it is also doing good in different social sector factors like health and education. And sir, government is focusing on development of expressways to ensure connectivity across these states, as well as ensuring different programs like one district, one product, one district, one medical college also. So I think, sir, gradually Uttar Pradesh is moving towards Uttam Pradesh.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Your roots are in Jaunpur.
So my mother is from Jaunpur and father is from Prayagraj. So yes, sir. Roots.
Eastern UP.
Sir.
So some ground realities.
Sir.
Have you ever visited your village?
Sir. So yes, sir.
What is the total, and some agriculture is also?
Sir. Yes, sir.
2 days back,
Sir.
One SDM
Sir.
sitting on his chair, I asked, what is the total area in meters of 1 biga
Sir.
in Eastern and in Hapur?
Sir, sorry, sir. I need to look into it.
Is it different? I'm from Eastern because there Eastern. Then that why even in the we going for drone,
Sir.
many things. Why this measurements
Sir.
is different from one corner to another corner?
Sir, actually I'm aware of this, that there is difference in the measurements, like for example, Bigha has different measurements. So I found majorly...
But then how you collect revenue? As biga or acre?
Sir, right now we, in data updation, we are using hectares now, not acres
Hectare,
or not...
And in hectare, how many bigas?
Sir, I'm really sorry, I'm not aware of this
Because
conversion.
the land holdings are sometimes very small.
Sir, yes.
And here the role of Patwari, Amin, etc. Now, I'm coming to the, because now you are already SDM and now this is the practical. In 1 biga, how many Biswa? 20?
Sir, I am really sorry, sir, I have not revised
Okay,
this.
that's the last. Have you ever visited
Sir,
any village
yes,
of
sir.
Hapur?
Yes, sir.
Can we, because you are going to write in diary,
Sir.
you must have, if you have visited.
Yes, sir.
How many schools, how many tehsils are there in Hapur?
Sir, 3.
And all 3 are under you?
No, sir.
Only one?
Sir, I was in probation. I was a probationer there, so not
No, not yet.
no charge there.
So,
Sir.
no, okay. So now but have you ever visited, what are the problems of education? Have you visited any school?
Sir. So there is a village, Kapurpur there. So the major problem is the infrastructure there. So actually the social infrastructure that teachers and
No,
students.
I'm coming to the school, direct.
Sir, sir,
Many more problems.
sir.
Have you ever visited any school?
Sir, primary school in Kapurpur village of Hapur.
How many students were there?
Sir, it was 120 students
And
approximately.
teachers?
So teachers were, as far as I remember, 5 total, 5.
This is up to 5th class or
Sir,
8th class?
5th class.
Separate toilet for women were there?
Sir,
Is it? Okay, good. Then we can leave it. Now, you did everything from Delhi,
Sir.
and government is talking about foreign universities.
sir,
Okay.
sir,
Initially, 5 years back, we were talking about the Institute of Excellence.
Sir.
So first, your brief comment on what happened to Institute of Excellence. Then we will come to the foreign university.
Sir. As far as I remember, Institute of Excellence there are 20 Institute of Excellence that have been chosen, but I am not aware about
That
the
was
update.
proposed to be
Sir,
out of the, so that in 500 we can.
sir,
And what has been the initial work?
sir, I'm unaware.
India Today published a story, Miranda is number 1, so
Sir.
that more students.
Sir.
This is every year for last 20 years.
Sir,
IMA, this is a different business. So that Institute of Eminence you are not.
no,
Then
sir.
if that is failed, then how that benefits, or are you in favor of that foreign university should be here? And what will be the minus points for that?
Sir, I am in favor of exploring different areas or ways in which education system in India can be strengthened or the foreign students can be invited in India. But there are few negative points. For example, we have given, or the government has decided to give them free hold in deciding their fees or deciding their eligibility criteria. So in those sections,
So before we extend this facility, then this same facility should not be extended to Indian universities?
yes, sir, exactly, sir.
But Delhi University is making all hue and cry. There was a talk of autonomy with LSR,
Sir,
Stephen, Hindu,
sir.
and that all teacher community was against.
Sir, autonomy is important to different colleges, but sir, some kind of regulation by, like for example, by UGC in.
Your role model in civil services, women.
Sir, in civil services, it's Rupa Mudgil ma'am, IPS Karnataka 2002 batch. But in general, it's the woman who has encouraged me for civil services. It's Poonam Bihari, Professor Miranda House.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You are in Hindon, no? Air Force Station Hindon,
Sir, nearby.
near. Who is the Air Chief now?
Sir Shri or Air Marshal Shri 𝐍𝐄𝐃 as far as I remember, sir. Sir.
And, yes, and how many stations for Indian Air Force you can recall?
Okay, sir.
Bases, no? Air Force bases.
Sir, can I count them?
No, you keep on speaking, then I will come.
So like first was in
Hindon
Delhi.
only?
Sir, this was my last place, Air Force station, and there is Chakeri in Kanpur, and Bamrauli in Allahabad, and one in Delhi. That's these 4 stations.
All other, not only in UP
Okay,
only,
sir.
other places?
Sir, I have, if I remember, so I have been to these 4 only, but I remember Kharagpur.
Sir,
there is one Kharagpur.
Kharagpur, this is Kalaikunda.
Sir, Kalaikunda. And sir, in Jamnagar in Gujarat. And sir, Sikandarabad in Telangana. And Belgaum in Karnataka.
Do you remember how the 1971 war started? Pakistan attacked our Air Force bases.
Sir.
7 Air Force bases.
Sir.
Hmm?
Sir.
If you can recall.
I'm really sorry, sir. It's along the western border of India.
I see 814
Sir.
and hijacking.
Sir.
It had to stop at one Air Force base. Can you recall that?
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Who is our Supreme Commander of the Indian Forces, Armed Forces?
Sir, Honourable President of India.
Dr. Murmuji. Fine. Tell me, there is you grow sugarcane in UP, Bihar. it's also grown in Maharashtra.
Sir.
Hmm?
Sir.
But Maharashtra farmers are under distress. Bihar, UP farmers are not under distress.
Sir.
Maharashtra farmers had to commit suicide, Vidarbha.
Sir.
What can be the reason behind it?
Sir, specifically to sugarcane farmers?
Yes.
So the specific region is the overburden of debt over the.
So it means that the farmers in Bihar, UP, they are richer.
Sir, not richer, but sir, for example, in Maharashtra, the input cost is high because in the Vidarbha region, the region is not very suitable for the growth of the sugarcane.
Why don't they change? What do you think can be the constraint?
Sir, in my opinion, it should change because Vidarbha region or Marathwada region are for the coarse grain only, not for the sugar cane or the water guzzling.
Do you think there is a difference in the quality between Vidarbha sugarcane and the Bihar, UP sugarcane?
Yes, sir, because the productivity of sugarcane in western Maharashtra or in the black soil is much higher, and the crushing period for the sugarcane in Maharashtra is much higher than the UP and Bihar.
And what are the byproducts of the sugarcane farming?
Sir,
Products and byproducts.
Sir, so the products are sugar, the khandsari, bagasse, and sir, the molasses and ethanol. Sir, and also the different bagasse is also used for electricity generation.
Corruption is a big issue in Bihar and UP,
Sir.
particularly in the lower bureaucracy.
Sir.
Can you suggest me at least 2-3 ways how to reduce it? One cannot do away with, but reduce it.
Sir, what I have experienced since last 1 year, sir, the digital literacy of the people is really important to ensure that for the very small things, for example, there is a pension yojana, and
It's okay, I understand.
so I
Next
think
one.
so that's
Next
one.
one.
So digital literacy, and second, sir, the use of technology, for example, for the updation of any data or ensure.
Okay, next one.
And so third is making the laws loophole free, or so which are.
Do you have anything to learn from the income tax department?
So that's the faceless tax collection is the solution.
Faceless dealing with the people.
Yes, sir.
And maybe probably if you fix a time limit to each kind of application.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Pratiksha, UP is quite low in SDG attainment.
So,
Okay. Where does it figure?
sir, I'm unaware of this, sir. I need to look into this.
Okay, and how many SDGs are there?
So 17.
17. And how many goals?
Yes.
How many targets?
So targets are 167 or 169. Sir.
169. Okay. Okay. What is the difference between critical difference between 5th schedule and 6th schedule areas?
So 5th schedule areas are the for the scheduled tribes in the 11 states of our India, and 6th schedule is only for tribal for the preservation of culture of tribals in the 4 northeastern states.
Which are
Specific.
those 4?
Sir, it's Meghalaya, it's Sir Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura.
And Tripura. Okay. Which of these are going for elections?
So Meghalaya is going for election, as I remember this only.
Tripura is also going for
Thank you, sir.
election. And in northeast, another state, Nagaland, is also going
So,
for election.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, in our economic scenario, what worries you most?
Sir, the less participation of women
In workforce.
Sir.
And how would you improve that?
Sir, by ensuring their education and health and empowering them to get a job in the job market. So ensuring their skill development, gradual skill development, so that they can.
Skill development mission has been there for
Sir.
almost more than a decade or
Sir.
even more.
Sir.
So
So after.
what's wrong?
Sir, like for example, there is no pay parity and less opportunities for women in economic sector, as well as unsafe public and private workspaces, lack or less opportunities given by the private sector to women are the major regions.
Okay. Tell us internationally, women in leadership role, internationally.
So, for example, today, like Jacinda Ardern is one, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, that's one, and so the Vice President of USA, Mrs. Kamala Harris, and so.
Apart from that, institutional head also.
So, for example, sir, I cannot recall the name of head of IMF, but she is a woman only, and so that's.
Okay. Any prescription you would like, or any reform you would like to bring in immediately?
So. Sir, I would like to, like if it's reform or any kind of much urgent support I can ensure. Sir, the linking of the different products like GI products to the Amazon or any, ensuring their social media presence. Sir,
okay. Okay. So you are telling basically giving marketing access to
these local products,
larger global for the local product.
Sir.
Which organization is supposed to do this?
Sir, like for GI tag, it's Ministry of Commerce and Industrial.
There is also Farmers Produce Organization, FPOs.
Yes, sir, FPOs.
SHGs are getting organized.
Sir.
Okay, I think we will close your interview.
Thank you.